I tell you what, I've seen some things, but what you guys did to do this is truly incredible, man. I'm just honored to ride with you to win 11 straight gold wins. You guys just wrote history in Texas. Yes. Congrats, world champions.
It's only 8:41 there. Celebrate good times. Come on. He got two in his back pocket.
How you guys roll with this? What's it like? I gotta tell you, just listening to Bochy, I'm probably saying what America is watching. Says, boy, I wish I could play for a guy like Bruce Bochy. I guarantee you that's how every player feels. His former players that won titles with him. You never hear anyone say a bad word about Bochy. And what that does, it creates an aura and a positive energy around the clubhouse, around the team. And the bottom line is, fellas, experience matters, right? Evaldi today, as subtle as pitching around, who was it? He pitched around somebody to get to Gurriel because Tommy Pham hit a home run off him in his previous start. Pitched around him today and pitched to Gurriel. Those are things that come only with experience, right? And that's something we see in Europe. Seager, Simeon. These guys are important to have in October. You can't just bring them guys as a great blend and have it perfectly.
You talk about Evaldi, you couldn't remember who he pitched around because he pitched through everyone on the team. Right? I mean, he was in trouble the whole night, and he's been the best in baseball getting out of it. Look, you know, you talk about Bochy, and you just watch the celebrations here. I mean, everyone's celebrating like they're little kids. They're having the time of their life. And you just watch how the players rally around the manager. I played for a manager, we played for a manager, and Mr. Torre, it's the same thing. He was carried off the field when we won in 2000. So you can tell a lot about how a team feels about their manager during these celebrations.
And also, Derek, I think the professionalism. I mean, we've interviewed these guys for an entire month. I don't think Kevin heard the word I once. It was always we do this, always deferring to the next guy, passing the baton, and that comes from the very top, from Chris Young to Bruce Bochy to the players.
I'm sorry, guys, but I like bringing this celebration into this celebration right here. And let me tell you, man, for every human being that became to be a Major League Baseball player, once you get to this moment, to me, once I used to get to this moment right here,
MVP can't see.
It was like, you know, when you get to the top and then everything is just
party
like,
boys up in there.
The way, the best feeling that you can ever have. That's what those guys are feeling right now. I mean, it's an amazing feeling.
I mean, look, there's 30 games in spring training. There's 162 games in the regular season. Then you have a month of postseason.
It's 192. They played 200 games this year plus. 11 on the road.
But you got to enjoy this experience.
That's
here
what,
because even
203.
you never know if you're going to get an opportunity to go back. And that's why everyone
like
celebrates like
20
this.
more.
And this is a special moment.
203, at least 210 games.
was singing, they were singing higher Creed. Can you hear it? Hey, Derek, you've been on feed. I'm sorry, KB. Derek, you were talking about those guys celebrating like young kids, and they are. But I gotta just say, there's a big difference of a 21-year-old Evan Carter celebrating or a 21 Derek Jeter celebrating versus when we were 34, 35. I waited 15 years, so for me, it was more relief than happiness. For Evan Carter at 21, he goes, hey, this is part for the course. I was in AA 2 weeks ago. I'm gonna do this every year. But you don't. You gotta really appreciate and be grateful for this moment, because sometimes it only happens once.
And I think on the grand scale, you know, I'm not saying this was on the players' mind who are out here trying to win, but just now as they soak it in, this franchise, you know, it goes back to 1961. They had never won a World Series. And you think as a Rangers fan, you go back, they were in the World Series twice, back-to-back years. 2010, 2011. 2010, they were a strike away from winning it. They lose that World Series, and as a fan, you're thinking, I'm never going to see one. Right? And it's taken a while.
Or some fans think, oh, don't worry about it, we'll be back next year.
True.
And it takes you years and years to get back here, so it's not easy to get to this point with a little win.
Man, I tell you, to win the World Series, you gotta go through hell. I mean, you gotta go through so much, Kevin. In Boston, our first World Series was, they had to wait 86 years. And I'm gonna tell you, man, when we won the first World Series, the impact that had on families, fans, it was amazing. I mean, it was something that something that they were missing for years, and I'm pretty sure that Texas Rangers fans feel the same way as me.
And you know, the state of Texas is synonymous with football, obviously. But for this month in 2023, it was all baseball. Look, the Cowboys have won a couple times. The Mavs have won. The Stars have won. And in 52 years, this is the first time that the Texas Rangers win a world title. It was phenomenal. And Derek, I know I went there in 2001. And this is a little emotional for me, because this is what I went there for, to try to win a championship. We came up short. But I'm glad this great fan base got to enjoy their first title.
Yeah, just to piggyback on what you were saying, it means so much to the players. It means a lot to the fan base. You know, you talked about, David, what
Oh, yeah,
means
it
to the
does.
fan base in Boston, what it means to the fan base in New York when you win. But this is a Texas Ranger franchise, and generations of fans that have been waiting a long time for this moment.
Yeah, it sure is. And I think about a couple things here. I think about Alex, your point of the guys that have been around, like Jacob DeGrom and Ian Kennedy, guys that have hurt, who've been with this team, right? 35 and older, they get the first ring, you know, in this franchise. Guys like that. How about Adolis Garcia? They wouldn't be here without him, without his heroics in the ALCS. And obviously, out yesterday, and they still persevere and win the next two games without him. He gets to celebrate. There's Carter in the middle right there. You talk about him out with the MVP Seager. As we pan around the room, Will Smith, all these guys, and from different stories and different backgrounds come together. But if you talk about how it all came together, and Chris Young, who was working for Major League Baseball, again, he played for Bruce Bochy as a pitcher. He won a World Series as a player in the Royals bullpen in 2014, I think that was. 15, make that, excuse me. Then he goes, takes a job in the front office of Major League Baseball, works there for 2 years, and he said, you know what? I'm going to go and run the Rangers. It's my hometown team. Grew up in Dallas. It's the only job he wanted to do to leave. Otherwise, he would have stayed with Major League Baseball. He goes and does that. He gets some criticism for spending $500 million on Corey Seager and Marcus Semien. Feels pretty good now.
Yeah, I love Chris Young, and obviously he doesn't get enough credit. But this guy's going to be around for one of the great executives for a long time. I love his humility. He's up there in jeans and a jacket. The whole stadium saying CY, CY. By the way, he also played basketball in Princeton, had a chance to sign with the Sacramento Kings, passed on basketball to play baseball. And look, I think what you're seeing is, and Derek, you did a great job with the Marlins. I think what we're seeing is coming back to baseball people running the game, along with the Ivy Leaguers and the analytics. But Ivy Leaguers cannot be afraid to bring baseball people in the room. Chris Young happens to be both. He went to Princeton and played 13 years in the major leagues. Therefore, he brings on Greg Maddux, Mike Young, and the rest, and it's phenomenal to watch.
Yeah, obviously, we all competed against Chris Young. I got a chance to get to know him a little bit better because we were both on the competition committee for Major League Baseball. And Chris, look, he understands the game. He understands what it takes to win. He understands that it's about players. He understands that you cannot win without players. And this is just the beginning for him.
There he is right there on your TV, by the way, as we're talking about Paco.
Well deserved, man. I tell you what, Chris Young deserves so much credit. This is a team that lost over 100 games 2 years ago. And all of a sudden, when you are in the very bottom, Kevin, you would think that anybody can criticize
Max
you,
beating the hell out of him.
you go out there and spend that cash. But he know what he was doing. He know that he needs some thunder. And surround that thunder with good pitching. That's what he did. That's why they are the world champ today, and he deserves all the credit.
Kevin, you mentioned Garcia. You know what was my favorite move about Garcia? Was Derek called him and said, hey, what do we need from Garcia? We need him to be on the bench cheering on his teammates. He was there for 27 outs, and the first guy celebrating was him, which was awesome to watch. Again, that goes from the leadership from the top.
Yeah, historic postseason for him. 22 RBIs, the most ever in a single postseason. In the last 2 games they did without him, but everyone chipped in, obviously, and they did plenty to get the win. Their first ever as a franchise. More to do here as we continue to roll on and we watch this celebration unfold. Champagne in there, Poppy, right now.
Oh man, hear the lips.
Yeah, it is. There's some guys that are down though. I'll tell you, Boch got thrilled. He gave a speech and he got thrilled.
He didn't get ready for what's coming.
Oh my goodness.
That's what retirement does for you.
Sure does. Well, let's stay with this. You know, we showed that picture of Chris Young and Scherzer just pounding his chest, and you know, Jordan Montgomery, who's been huge. There's so many different moves that contribute to it, right? But talking about the important moves at the deadline, guys that really came over and did a great job. And they wouldn't win this without Jordan Montgomery either. I think another unsung story of this World Series in this postseason, Derek. We had John Brown in set the other day. They don't win that game without his performance. 3 innings. Josh Sborz had an ERA approaching 6 in the regular season. He closed out the World Series, got the final out. You'll see the highlight forever. He was incredible. The Rangers bullpen, which was their bugaboo in the second half, actually for a lot of postseason turned out to be their strength.
But I'll tell you what, that was the biggest question mark that we talked about. I don't even know how many weeks ago we started talking about the postseason. Everyone was talking about the Rangers bullpen and would they be good enough to help them win a championship. They shined. I mean, everyone. They got contract throughout the postseason. But you mentioned it, Kevin Sborz. I mean, he was someone that we were watching talking about how nasty he is and couldn't understand how he struggled in the regular season. But they got hot, they threw strikes, and when they got the jams, they pitched out of it. Their bullpen was a shining moment for this group.
He allowed 1 run in 12 innings this postseason.
Wow. And look, it's teamwork, right, Kevin? Like, Chris Young brings these guys in, and Mike Maddox really works on them, hones their craft, works tirelessly with these guys. And a great improvement of coaching is they get better each month, and none better than October. It was fun to watch. And how resolute is Bochy that he kept going back to Chapman. When you have that type of confidence for your guys, they stand up and they play a lot better.
Absolutely. Spotlight, Kevin. There's guys that they love the spotlight. There's guys that they have an okay regular season, but when it comes down to the playoff, they know how to turn the switch. 2 guys in the lineup know little about playoff. Cody Seager and Eovaldi. They know about it. The rest of the guys, they never been in the playoff more likely. But the spotlight, the switch comes on, here we go. That's when they shows up.
There's Eovaldi right there. He's enjoying this and just outstanding, and another epic performance and a clinching game for him. And the funny thing is that, you know, we have the stat coming in 4 clinching games, 3 starts. He didn't walk a single bat. We walked 5 in this game, and he had trouble the whole time, but man, he's just so tough. He got everything out. I mean, the 3rd inning, he had a couple runners on, 2nd and 3rd. They punted him over, got out of it. Bases loaded, the part Alex was talking about in the 5th inning. Derek got Gurriel on the ground out. Big game. The guy just knows how to pitch in big games.
it's almost like a great golfer that every once in a while hits a bad shot. He says it's an easy game for him. He just want to challenge himself. It's almost like he bears down when people are on base and when people are in scoring position. That's when he tends to be his best. And yeah, he was in trouble all night, but the way he was able to pitch out of those jams is pretty impressive.
If you look at what Evaldi has done, fellas, again, it goes back to Madison Bumgarner. It goes to the Kurt Schillings of the world, our own John Smoltz. I mean, what he's done is phenomenal. And KB, I truly feel, and I haven't talked to Nathan about this, Evaldi, but those 5 walks, I guarantee 3 of them were probably on purpose. Because he's pitching around, he's looking for his spots. Derek, you make a great point about a golfer. Sometimes you know exactly where you want the ball to land and approach, and that's exactly what he did tonight. It was a masterpiece in popping that only comes with experience and time.
Absolutely. I mean, Evaldi's gonna be remembered during this month as one of the greatest pitchers that I ever performed during the playoffs, and it's because the guy, he had the best stuff. This is a guy that he went through some Tommy Johns. He had some arm issues throughout his career, but he's a hard-working guy, man. I mean, you know him, Era. I know him. He was with us in the Red Sox. This is a guy that he get prepared to be able to do what he did tonight. I mean, this is a trooper right here. This is a guy that he's all in every time he go out there, Kevin. Like when I watch him pitch like the way he did tonight, it's not surprising to me anymore. Like I'm expecting that from him every night because that's how he rolls.
Poppy, what's crazy about it is that it doesn't surprise us anymore. Like the first 2 or 3 times, we're like, this is now 6, 7, 8 times. And if you look at the leverage pitches, he had to work for every pitch. More than 50% of his pitches through the first 5 innings were with men in scoring position. So he worked and he earned it tonight.
Yeah, just outstanding. His ERA in 5 clinching games, 1.03. Oh, it looks like we're going to get Bruce Bochy.
There we
Come
go.
on over the set.
Alright, he came out.
Make room.
I'm gonna let them chat. They celebrated in locker room. Everybody's soaked with alcohol. Congratulations, Rangers.